everybody, CoKnowPro coming at you with a little doorknob here and a deadbolt we're going to be replacing. Might be a little tricky. This is a very old deadbolt. You see how small it is, but we'll see how big that hole is in there. Hopefully it's just standard and we'll be good. This is what we're doing. Replacing that, this, and this. So what we have here is a keyed entry, it's a keyed set, deadbolt, doorknob. There was another one, it belongs to the set on the back door, so it's keyed alike, front and back door. These are the tools we're going to be needing. I always like to have this universal 5-in-1 tool, they call it. It's mainly a painting tool, but it works great for, you'll see many different things, if we even use it, but I like to have it. We might need this, 15/16. This is a paddle bit, wood bit for making 15/16 holes in this diameter. This is a box cutter utility knife, ready to rock, wood chisel. It's like a 3/4 inch wood chisel. And this is another Phillips head tip. This tip is a number 1 in case I need a pointier tip for putting this together. But I should only need the number 2 tip on this shaft. I like this long shaft so I can get past the knob, which you'll see. This is a cordless drill. Ready to go. Alright, first off, let's start with removing this. That's what this box cutter is for mainly, is to not only open the package, but to cut around this edge here. You see how I'm doing that? By cutting around that edge. If you don't do that, then when you remove it, you'll peel the paint. And if you peel the paint, then you'll have to repair the paint. That's no fun, unless you're a painter. And that's what you do. Even then, it's just extra work. No need. So we'll slice it around like this. A nice little cut. This has probably about 15 to 20 years of paint jobs on there. Got to be careful with cutting through old paint. I am wearing a mask, so we're protected. But still, always be aware and be safe when you're cutting through old paint. Be aware of different stuff in that old paint. There's lead, there's all sorts of crap in that old paint, so be aware of what you're doing. Slice that, we slice this so it looks pretty clear. Okay, this top one is real tight. It hasn't been removed in a while. Be careful you don't slide, and if you slip off, you can cut yourself. So just be careful. Go slowly. See how I'm using my thumb to push in towards. Oh yeah. All right. Okay. Slice. We might not even be getting through all of the paint, but if we can get through a couple layers, it will help. Okay, see how that's been painted? Go ahead and open that up. Like that. Open that up. Just like that. Slice down there. You don't want to slice and mess up the door. So, be careful. Sometimes those kinds of things happen, but like I always say, it's not a problem. Things can always be taken care of. Just get it handled. No sense sitting there crying about it. Just get it done. Okay? That's slice there. But we like to keep everything nice and clean. That's how we do it. CoKnowPro. Okay, now I'm gonna lose these keys. I need this puppy right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the deadbolt. I'm gonna see if there's any surprises right away. I'm still here. I'm holding it with my fingers, because if the paint wasn't holding it on, then nothing would, and it could just drop down. If you just unscrew that, and if that just drops down, that's pretty heavy, and that could ding the floor, which we don't want. So I always like to secure it with my hand like this. Hold it, my thumb here. You can move this out of the way with your finger. Okay. Screwing. We're good. Remove, you see that? We did cut all the way through it, great. Check this, all right, we cut through there too. See how small that hole is? We're gonna probably have to drill a bigger hole for that. Okay, you see that hole? We'll get that handled. It's gonna be tricky, but we'll get it handled. So first what we do, we took off all that. We cut it like I said. So now we're ready to rock. Let's get this part off. Boom. Boom. Okay. Then pop this puppy like that. Okay. Good. Bam. And we got this like inside here. Unscrew. Unscrew. Okay. Put your hand in there. This side off. And this side should come off. Great. Trash. Then, see, this puppy should just unscrew off of there. It's been a while since I've seen one of this design, but typically that should just back out of there. But what we're gonna do is hit it with this trusty. Nope, nothing. Okay. And we're gonna proceed by taking this off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's how we do it. CoKnowPro. Out of there. Okay, and then we'll look, inspect it. It looks like it's just an insert. So we'll push in from the back side here. Bam! See how it just popped out like that? See that? Perfect. Insert. Alright, so now it's ready to go. Let's pop the bottom knob on. Nah, actually, let's get this hole open up wide. You see that hole there, how small it is? See how big this hole is? This, see this diameter? This is the new Deadbolt, more modern Deadbolt, versus this old Deadbolt. You see how small that hole is? And how small that hole is for this, and then how big this hole is. Won't quite work, right? So then what we're gonna do is keep that with the other section, which is right here. Keep that all together. Then I'm gonna rock out to my truck, get the tools I need, and I'll be back in a second. Back and ready to rock. All right, so I got everything we're gonna need to make this hole the same size as this, to match this. All right, now we gotta make sure that the center of this hole lines up with the center of that hole. And by doing that, we get just a jig. I added to the tools. Okay, went ahead and got my door jig. This is a good universal door jig. It does 2 3/8 back set and 2 3/4 back set. Okay, and what that means is that's the size of basically the measurement from the tip of here to the center of your door. Okay, we're going to be using the 2 3/8 back set, which is an existing back set. So we added this. This is the hole saw for that, to make that hole, and this is the other hole saw to make this hole here. Okay, we added that. We added this other drill. This is a driver drill. It has a 1/2-inch chuck on it. This is an impact drill, so it just has the quick release and can only take these heads. And it snaps in, let go. This is great for driving really long screws or just quick, intricate work. This is good. And then this is good for drilling and stuff like that. So we'll attach this right here. There. That's how we do it. Make sure that's on there tight, because you don't want any wobble on that. So then it looks good. Things tight there. No debris inside. It looks secure. Okay. Then what we're going to do is set this up. This is my door jig. Okay. Set on 2 3/8 back set. Okay, because that's what this measurement is from here to here. It's 2 3/8 inches from there to here to center. Okay, so if you put this here, this hole should line up with this hole. See that? So if I put that tight right there, see how that lines up with the hole? Just right. You see that? Lines up with that hole just right. Lines up with that hole. Good. So that's what we want, 2 3/8 back set. If we needed to make it a 2 3/4 inch back set, then what we do is we squeeze in on this, and you can pull this insert out And then what that'll do is make it a 2 3/4 back set, which will bring your hole back a little further. So if this hole was back a little further, I'd want to bring that hole back to match it. You don't want to have a hole over here and a hole over there, a hole here, a hole everywhere. Okay, so then we only want them to line up and be uniform. Okay, so then we'll take this, we'll put it up here. Okay, make sure that's flush in there. Make sure that whole existing hole lines up in there. If you didn't have an existing hole, and you didn't have this existing hole, which is obviously where we're going, then what you would do is you would have to take your, measure where you want it, and then take your speed square and you draw a straight line. And then when you put this jig on it, it lines up with that line. But with this, we're trying to line up with these existing holes. So we want that to be level, to look good. We want it to be square. Everything looks good. Looks pretty good there. Then, if you see these two holes here, that's to lock this template down. So what I like to do is take a couple, just little 1-inch screws. It's gonna lock that template down and keep it from wobbling. Okay, that's gonna keep that template from moving. Now it's locked in, we're ready to go. Okay, get my mask on, because we're about to start cutting that wood. So I'm gonna get my mask on. I'm not gonna be able to talk much. It's gonna be pretty self-explanatory. Here we go, let's get down. You want to go very slow going through here. You don't want it to blow through because it can hurt this wood. You want it to come through very slowly. All right. Come through. Great. All right. We're in. Now, you take that off. See the wood in there? The old hole in there? See that? Is that a whole hole there? Gone. Okay, and we'll put this puppy on there. Alright. And before we remove anything, we screw this in. We drill this in. Make sure it's level, wobbly. You want this door secure. Do it. Okay, it's all in. Set this down. Be careful, that could be hot. You don't want to burn anything. Okay. This off. Clean. That's how we do it. Now we're ready to rock. The hole's the same size. Let's get this thing together. First thing we'll do is pop this puppy in. So yeah, you see that, how we did that? I got my mask off now, so it's a little clearer now when I speak. See how that hole's the same size? And we got the same, gap here, same reveal here. Now we can insert this. See how you can set this to a different strike. You can set it to 2 3/4 or 2 3/8. Set at 2 3/8. Standard, they come set at 2 3/8. So see that arrow, how it says up? Can you read it? It says up. Make sure that always faces up when you put this in, like that. Okay, see how that lines up perfect? It's not hitting the back wood back there. Everything's clear. Then we'll take our Okay, when I screw these screws in, I don't sink them too tight. I keep them a little loose, just like that. Bam. Just a little bit, not all the way tight, because if you make it too tight, then there's no play in this mechanism. You want it to be a little loose and wobbly like that, so you can attach the rest of the stuff. So here we go. Make sure your label is facing up, and you see that square in there? That lines up with this. You slide that in like that, and you set that on the, just like that. See how it fits that new hole perfectly? Then you take this, see how it's facing up like that? You line that up with that. You see that notch back there? How it has a little notch ready to face it that way? Put that in like that. See on the inside, line it up. I squeeze it tight to make sure things working good. Got it. I hold it. You're gonna need these long screws here. Take these long screws, and I go ahead and insert a screw like that. Start it with my hand first. Looks like we're both good. Oh, I was not quite catching. See that? Is it in there? There we go. That one's on. Okay, make sure we're lined up good. There we go. I feel like we're on it. Now, go ahead and see if we're there. We're not. There we go. Perfect. Let's go a little. I tighten that one a little bit, and I tighten this one just a little bit, not too tight, enough to feel it. There you go. Then you can make sure that line, that the label is level. That looks good. That looks good. Everything looks good. Tighten it down just a little bit until you feel it tighten down. Once you feel it tighten down just like that, you test it like that. Sure it opens like that, and you test it like that. See that? And you tighten these back down. You see how it's not lining up with that hole there? It's not going into the stripe. We're gonna fix that. Okay. Okay. Now let's put the doorknob on. So here's the bottom doorknob. Okay. How you know that goes this way? How do you know if you put it this way or that way? Which way is the right way? Well, the door, if it shuts, it's gonna go in like that, and then it's gonna click in. See that? And then it won't allow it to push this way. Okay, if you put it this way, it won't work. So you have to, it's the way the door swings. So this points the way the door swings. The door swings that way, you put that on like that. Okay, put these two screws here. Follow the same process as we did up here. Not too tight. And just an FYI, guys, I got other work going on here. This is one of my projects, painting the place and fixing it up. But I might have some people in the background making a little noise. Never mind that. We're just trying to share with you some experience here. Get a little job site experience, a little work. This is a custom doorknob. Most people would have just had a prefabricated door that had perfect openings, or everything already drilled out perfect, everything already routed out perfect, and then they would just have to, oh, so today we're gonna install a doorknob and a deadbolt, and this is how perfect it is. Isn't that great? Like I say before, it's rarely ever that perfect, but the thing is, even if you come up across something like that where that hole is not big enough, you can make it perfect because you're capable. And because you have the confidence and experience, and you have me if you need any questions, hit me up. All right, so now here, this is the exterior, it's for our lock. This is interior. I like to keep it in the lock position like that when I'm installing it. So you slide it apart. See that square in there? Lines up with those two holes. This goes in, those two holes go on those two holes. Slide that in like that, boom. Then this locks in just like, you see inside there, there's a little slit that looks just like this. It locks right in. Like that. Okay, so that's lock position, good. Then we take these screws. These screws right here, put them on the floor. The smaller screws are for the doorknob. Then we insert this one. Same way as we did up top. Make sure it catches with your finger first. Get out of there, you little gay. Okay. The screw got jammed in there. No problem. It just fell on the inside, but pull it out. Get over here. So let's do this again. Slide that back in there like so. Make sure it lines up. You can twist this a little bit until it lines up. Skip that. Bam, there it is. You see that? How it just dropped in. You don't want to force it. You don't want to, it's going to get in there. No, if you're forcing it, you're messing up. You want to make sure you just let it drop in there smoothly. Sort of jiggle, shake around. Always keep your hand on the back. Have my fingers on the back here pressed in, because if not, that'll drop down and damage the floor. Okay? Now let's line the screws up again. Here they are. Okay, we got one. Let's do this side first. Okay, all right. That feels like it sunk in. Great. Once you get one sunk, like, you know, hand tightened a little bit, try to make sure that side's lined up. And then there we go. That feels real nice. Now, I like to do a little bit on that side, not all the way. And like to go on this side. We'll tighten this one down to where we want it. Where we want it. And then we double check. It's locked. Unlock it. See how when you let go of it, it just snaps open? That's what you want. All right, see how it latches? Bam. That's how we do it. CoKnowPro. Okay, so we got that. We got that. Now let's get this and this. Okay, this door strike. See that wood in there? It looks a little shallow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up a little bit. Okay, here's our new strike. It's gonna go like so. So I'll take this paddle bit here, 15/16 paddle bit. Remove this shaft, take this paddle bit. Okay, line it up just like that. You don't want the paddle to go past this line. You want to keep that square, because that's where that piece of metal hooks. It hooks right on the inside there. So you don't want to mess that up too much. Okay, you want to go line it up to where if you turn it like that, that goes that way. Okay. It's about good. Go in about 3/4 of an inch. Perfect. Then hammer and chisel this. I'm gonna square that off. So my strike plate can fit on there perfectly. See that? Okay, clean that out. Bam. Now this, that's gonna lock in just like that. See that? We'll bring it right back to the existing hole. But before we do that, let's get this ready to rock. One thing after another, repetitive work, but we love it. Work is work, and we're grateful. Never mind my singing, please. Please. I forget sometimes that I'm recording and I start singing, and it is by no means on purpose. Okay, so here we go, locking this in. Oh, see how that happened? Don't want that. Okay, let's reset this. Sure, I'm gonna start it at an angle up like that, but then as it goes in, I'm gonna bring it back like this, level it off, lock it in. Great, that locked in really strong and really well. So see how that looks? Good. See how it handles. Okay, see how it went in? Looks like it's a little high. The existing strike is a little high. So what we're gonna do we're gonna bring it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't want to lose that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take this and our pencil, I'm gonna drop it down just a little bit like that. Bring it out just a hair. Like so. And we're gonna draw a line. See how I scribed my line, traced. I'm only gonna cut that much out. Then you take this flat edge down. It's your finished edge. Put it in. You want a nice, sharp level. Chisel. If you're doing this, I got so many different product names and things in my mind. It's hard to keep track of them. Well, that goes up like that. There. Just clean that up a little bit. Okay. See how it looks now. A lot better. A lot better. Okay, now screws. We'll lock the bottom one in first. Make sure we don't have to drill that hole out anymore. It's totally engaging. Make sure this fully engages. So if you look through that seam, you want to see that it's totally extended. You see? And it is. So that's good. Put another screw right here. Lock that in, nice and tight. Great. Double check. Okay. Lock it. No, can't get through that. Okay, now this is gonna be a little trickier. So be careful with those old screws, you don't want them to strip. Get out. Boom. Boom. See, we got that inner insert there for strength. See that insert there? That's the one that we sort of need in the back. That I'll have to buy separate. But what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to move that forward a little bit. Actually, lines up pretty good. It's a little tight due to the weather stripping, but you want that. You want it to be tight and shut it, and when it locks in, so it creates a seal on the weather stripping. So we just have to move it over just a hair. Let's say just a hair this way. Okay, gotta watch out with these old screws. Let's see how big that screw is. See that? That's for security reasons. It's that big. So now what you could do when you do this, you could do a couple different things if you want to switch it over, because I don't want to go in those same holes, and I'm only going to be about an 1/8 inch over, 1/4 inch over. I don't want to make that hole break into that other hole. So what you can do is you can pop that out. Before you do that, you can go ahead and take a little bit of this off. Like that. And then bring this back. Okay, good. Pull this out of here. You pop it in right here. Get that out. Okay. Then we want to miter this down. All the way. Chisel up. Typically you don't want to go out this far. but we have to because of there's settling in the building. The existing exterior door has a warp in it. The existing exterior door has a little warp in it. The wall could be tilting this way. I mean, there's all sorts of things that make it so the door doesn't sit right. So you need to make the strike, you need to adjust it to line up with your doorknob. Now we have that rotated, we can flip this like this. Okay? You see, by flipping it, see how I flip, see those holes there? If I flip it, I can put new holes over here and they'll be just as strong as those holes. Okay. Go ahead and get a drill bit for a countersink. Let's see, yeah, this will work. Okay. This is looking a little messy here. I like my work area. A little cleaner. You know, this is gonna be more like there. The existing was there. The new and improved is going to be about right there. That's good. Let's roll with that. So this is a pilot. If you don't drill a pilot, you can split the wood. That's pilot. And I'll set these big guys. One in. Okay, good. Now we'll take this new plate, should line up. Nope, it doesn't. So what we're gonna have to do is get another plate that lines up. That is this big. See that? So that's gonna go in there. What we'll do is we'll get a new strike that's brushed nickel plated, that's oversized. They sell them at home at local hardware stores, home improvement stores. They sell this oversized one to match this insert right here. So I'll buy one of those and I'll have it installed. But you get the gist of it. Now you take when I have the new one, I'll put that on there like so, and then I'll take the finished screws and just screw it right into those holes, and then it'll be done. Here, let's leave it right there and see if it lines up good. See, it will actually be like this. Like that. Let's see if it lines up. Perfect. You see that? You know, if you're an older person, you don't want to be trying really hard to deal with your knob, so it nice and smooth like that. Okay? So there it is. All right, once I get the other plate and put that on there, it'll be perfect. But in the time being, I hope that explains it, everybody. CoKnowPro doorknob, exterior, entry, doorknob. All right. Let's make sure we're cleaned up here real quick. Just want to show you, this is what we cut out of there. You see that? Might have to do the same on this door application for a doorknob as well. See? Don't need to shoot that one because I already showed you guys how to do it here. All right, everybody, there it is. CoKnowPro. That's how you install a entry front doorknob, deadbolt and doorknob. That's how we do CoKnowPro. I appreciate you all, subscribers, and everybody giving me views out there all across the world. I really appreciate you. I value all of you. You are amazing people. Keep it up. Keep your head held high, and just know that you got the confidence and you can do it. That's how we do it. CoKnowPro. Have a good one, everybody. Please subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks. Bye-bye. Have a good one, everybody.